boy!
Detroit is gonna party. Let's do boys. Tigers on fire. Let's do boys. Get me to the bleachers. Let's do boys. Come on, cheer up.
We're all behind our baseball team.
We're down the field, a Lions team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver.
Oh, yeah. That's some good stuff. Welcome to another edition of the Wrap Up. Dan Myers, Nick Buckler here, and those are two things we're not standing by anymore. Tigers, horrible. Lions, dreadful. My fantasy team, double dreadful. It's a horrible week. Red Wings are around the corner. We had 2 college football wins this week. Well, we don't talk about the team that starts with a T anymore. So that was about all the coverage you're going to get. Sorry about it. Hey, the Lions, we're not going to really talk too much about them because last week I think we covered enough. I had to go to the doctor, you do know, after the show last week.
Yes, he did.
I really did. I went to the doctor, got my blood pressure checked, my heart rate was checked. Yeah, so
it's
there was
official that your football team is making you sick.
They make
Is that
me
fair to say?
sick.
Okay.
Eminem made a song. He made it. Yeah, he added some ketchup, mustard. He made it. No, he wrote a song called Puke.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to buy the rights to that song and rewrite it about your Detroit football Lions. They drop a heartbreaker, a doozy, to the Minnesota Vikings 26-16 on Sunday. It's literally the same old Lions. I don't want to hear it from the Slappies because let me tell you something. You get a fumble recovery. Adrian Peterson, the best running back in the land, fumbles 3 times. Good job, defense. Oh, but you were lined up offside. Oh, bummer. That really affected the play now, didn't it? No. You lined up an inch too close. That has no effect on the play. It's a bonehead mistake, and it's sick. Ziggy Ansah, too. The only bright spot we have on D when there's no DeAndre Levy. There was 2 offside penalties that cost him. Again. You can't make this stuff up, my friends. Stafford was just getting railed in every which direction. He underwent some x-rays after the game to check his shoulder, to check his elbow, to check his ribs. He got hit 14 times. He was hurried 17 times. And he was sacked 3 times. You can't make this stuff up. The offensive line, like I said last week, walk down the hall here at the Shelby TV studios, and you have a senior center back there. Pick 5 randoms that they have their lucky beanie babies out. They're playing bingo. They could do better. That's right, better than the Detroit football Lions. Yeah, that's right. Pat on the back to all of you, friends. You guys could do better. And that's not an insult to you because the Lions, they're a professional football team. So you go, Glenn Coco. 2-point conversion. All right, 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
You have to get the 2-point conversion with 3 minutes left in the game to extend it.
It's imperative that you get that if you want to
What do you do? Do you hand the ball to a guy who's not even averaging a yard per carry? Dan, you heard what Jim Caldwell said. He evaluated Joique Bell. What did he say? Hey, Jim, hey, Coach Caldwell. Let's talk about your evaluation so far for this season with Joique Bell. Dan.
He has not been perfect. Thanks, Coach.
Jim Caldwell, a.k.a. his street name, Captain Obvious. Keeping it real. You kidding me? There's no running game with this team. I feel bad for anyone who tuned into Fox at all yesterday. You started off with the Lions. Oh, then you had a great game. America's Game of the Week. The Cowboys and the Eagles. I fell asleep 4 times. 4. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then prime time. Andy Samberg. The Emmys. Dude. That was not a resume builder for Samberg, that's for sure. You know, I watched his opening monologue, and normally that's the best part, right? And then you get all these nobodies accepting awards, the writers, the directors with their awful jokes. Their jokes were better than the host.
Yeah.
Do you think Fox went to Andy Samberg and said, Andy, the Emmys are this tomorrow. We need, like, I could have understood his horrible jokes if he had 24 hours to prepare.
Yeah. That's
I'm guessing he had about 6 months at least.
easily.
It was dreadful. I like the guy. I like his shows. He's funny. He must have been watching Fox and said, whoa, I can't let these football games show me up on overrated. It was dreadful.
Yep. And that's how bad it is. We're talking about the Emmys
what's
over a Lions
Oliver
game.
Kittrich or Olive Kittrich?
Oh.
They cleaned up.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it. And after watching the people who accepted the awards on behalf of that, I don't ever want to hear of it. So, needless to say, the Lions lose, blah, blah, blah. Do you have anything you want to talk about other than they fumbled twice, threw an interception? They are morons. They're overrated. And did I cover it all?
Yeah. No. Where do you go from here?
You can't go anywhere. You can only go up, right?
Right. I mean, obviously, the wild card pick is the only way we're going to get into this. But let's look
No.
what we have.
Come on.
That's being
Dan.
wishful thinking.
No, they're going 14-2.
But we have to. But we have to remember that we're going into Lambeau in a couple of weeks.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the last time we won there, Ghostbusters 2 wasn't even in theaters yet.
Dan, do you really want me to make you upset here? The last time the Lions won in Lambeau, I was not born.
Oh, man.
I was not born. The last time your Detroit football Lions won in Lambeau Field. The host of your show, The Wrap Up, was not patrolling the streets of Shelby Township yet. He wasn't even patrolling the streets outside of his mother.
Yeah.
I was still in there.
Yeah.
I was working on month 8 of pregnancy at that point.
Okay. Yeah, that's so we have that. We have Eric Ebron.
Led the team in receiving yesterday.
Yeah.
He had 15 fantasy points on my bench.
for a top 10 player though that we drafted.
Are you kidding? I'd take him at 10.
He has not shown what a top 10 player should have.
Yes, he does. He follows in the footsteps of Brandon Pettigrew. Top 15 pick, Pettigrew. He drops everything. Ebron says, oh, he's a top 15 pick. I could do that too.
Oh, I just, and I really, it's easy to put it on, Stafford.
Not the problem.
But no, what it
Stafford's
is,
not the problem.
it goes higher than that. It's obviously Mayhew. I think we really got to work on that.
He's like the new age Millen.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
rough.
And I mean, going back to Green Bay, look at that. The countless injuries that they have week to week, and it's only been the first 2 weeks, but they still have depth in their chart. We have just a few, and it's nothing. It's ridiculous, and there's nothing there. And I really think he's like Joe Dumars. He reminds me of Joe Dumars. He made some good picks and stuff like that, but for the most, he's just shot himself in the foot, and it's time to reevaluate his position too.
Let me tell you why Joe Dumars is better than
That's
Martin
true.
Mayhew.
Yeah.
His Frankenstein's wife streak in his hair. That separates Joe Dumars from the rest. He could be the worst general manager in sports history,
Yeah.
but his hair was on point. You kidding me? Lions are 0-2. They have potential to be 0-5 because after this, they come home for their home opener, Sunday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. Playing Peyton Manning and the Broncos 2-0 against Matthew Stafford and the 0-2 Lions from Ford Field. All the blue collars will be screaming. I'll be one of them. See you there.
And it's not only just that they're 0-2, it's the way they lost.
How they're
What
0-2.
kills me. Last week with the Chargers.
Don't
all
talk
right.
about it.
Ugh,
Don't
okay.
talk about it.
So close. And then, obviously Minnesota. That was
You lose to Minnesota.
what we were talking about all week was AP. You got to stand him. Watch this guy.
No, they don't.
And they didn't.
What I'm trying to figure out is how Mike Wallace on my fantasy team, all right? Rasheed Mathis was guarding him. How did he only have 3 catches? Come on, Bridgewater. Sling the rock around, eh? Okay, so then after Denver, they travel to the 12th man territory, the 0-2 Seattle Seahawks. been a disappointment, but it's Monday night. Lions are terrible on Monday night. Lions are terrible on the road. Lions are just terrible. There's 0-4.
Yeah,
Oh, then they come home to play Carson Palmer and the Cardinals.
And you
who
saw what they
just
did yesterday.
shellacked The Chicago Bears at Soldier Field, injured Jay Cutler, the best quarterback ever. They injured him, all right, and win 48-20.
Yeah.
That's 0-5. Where do you see a win? Maybe the Raiders? No. See the Jaguars beating Ndamukong Suh and the Dolphins yesterday.
At least
That was
there's-
awesome.
Yeah, at least there's a.
Hey, Sue, how you feeling? How you feeling?
I don't know.
Well,
I know
you're-
someone on the team.
I don't know, but your defensive coordinator doesn't know because you're not listening to him. Ah. See Scherzer the other day?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's disrespect. No, it's not good.
That was pretty
I
good.
feel bad for the Nationals coaching staff.
Yeah.
Scherzer's a prima donna, little girl. Come on. If the coach wants you to come out of the game, let me tell you something. You're coming out of the game. You don't swear at him to get off the mound, all right? There's no you're not setting a good example for little leaguers by doing that.
Yeah.
People, you're one of the best pitchers in the game. Obviously, people are going to be watching you, looking up to you. And you scream, drop F-bombs, yelling at your coach, your superior, who is in to take you out of the game because you're not pitching well. And you yell at him and tell him to go back to the dugout.
Especially being one of the poster childs of, Major League Baseball.
If I were the
With
coach,
one
I'd
of the
say, no, you're benched for the rest of the year. And if I were the GM, I'd say, you know what? You're going to the minor leagues, my friend.
Yeah.
Send a message. This guy's not getting it. He's a prima donna. And then when he actually left the game, he yelled more at him and left him hanging on a fist bump. It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad, especially this season. I mean, look what happened just with our, not our bullpen, but our, just our team in general. Between fights and just disrespect, lack of it, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, no respect, no respect. College football this weekend. Both of the teams in the state of Michigan got the win. Michigan State moves up to number 2 in the AP poll, 1 behind Ohio State. So the Big Ten has number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Michigan State. They defeat Air Force 35-21. Not a convincing win, but they didn't have to be in this one. No. Just a calm, cool, collected win. At home, 35-21 against Air Force. Michigan at home again. Playing the running Rebels of UNLV. Get the job done, 28-7.
Yep.
Again, they didn't have to. They were up 28-0. Scrubs came in. Didn't have to do anything special. And Rudock throws another pick, though. Jake Rudock, surprise. But he threw a touchdown as well to Davion Smith. Davion Smith's been a great story. Coming out of the backfield of Michigan, but there they are, 2-1. They're going to be playing number 19 BYU next week at the Big House.
Yep.
And Michigan State's 3-0.
Going to be 4-0 by next week at this time.
Yeah, I think they're playing Utica High School next week.
Yeah.
It's a tough game. They're coming off a big win. Last second win game of the week against Anchor Bay, game of the week. Yeah, so there's your college football update.
And Ohio State looked human. I don't know if you caught any of that game, but at the
20-13, they only defeated Northern Illinois. Ohio State's got a tough game this week. They're at the Horseshoe playing the Broncos of Western Michigan. If Western can go in there and put up 3 points, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Western's coming off a huge win, their first win of the year, though, at home against Murray State. It's a big win. Yeah, I was there this weekend. I was up at Western, over at Western, actually. Great time. Golfed in the soccer alumni and friends golf outing. We were great. Represent, keep it real. No, we were actually dreadful. We played horrible. We had a few bogeys. You don't bogey in scrambles.
Yeah.
You don't bogey
No,
in
that's-
scrambles. Yeah, caught the women's soccer game.
Yeah.
They got screwed. The refs won that game.
No.
So that's good. 1-1. They had to play the second half with 10 players. But good time is always up there. Great campus, great life. Row the boat. Row the boat. And now let's get to matters that are huge.
Yeah.
There's a competitive team coming to town. The Red Wings.
Coming back this week.
Da, 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 da. Red Wings preseason starts Tuesday at the United Center in Chicago, followed by Wednesday and Thursday at the Joe. They'll be playing Chicago again and Pittsburgh. Hockey's back, my friends.
It's been way too long.
Oh,
I can't take this first round
especially when
knockout.
you're stuck with the Lions and Tigers. You need some competition to come back.
You need some energy.
Energy.
Life, yeah.
Speaking of energy, Dylan Larkin. He's going to bring energy. He's going to make the team this year. Maybe because of the injury to Darren Helm, who's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with a concussion. It was a dreadful, dreadful collision on the first day of training camp up in Traverse City. Him and Jeff Vesser, I think was the guy's name, who collided. Vesser had to be taken off on a stretcher, broke a bone in his lower back and leg.
Ooh.
It's nasty. His career could be over. But Darren Helm out with a concussion, 2 to 4 weeks. It was a really ugly, ugly video to watch. But Helm, again, can't stay healthy. But again, it's a freak accident. Just so happens to be Darren Helm.
Yeah.
But training camp is a success. Today they're finishing up with the red and white game before tomorrow's first preseason game. And Jeff Blashill has come out and said Mrazek and Jimmy Howard are going to rotate starts.
Good.
They're going to alternate until someone takes the job by the horns. And to be honest, right now, not based on any performance, I think it's going to be Jimmy Howard who comes away with it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. He has to. For his personal gratitude, Jimmy Howard has to win this job if he ever wants to start, because he's got 4 more years left on this deal.
Yeah.
The time is now for Jimmy Howard. He's 30 years old. He needs to start. He doesn't want to be charting faceoffs. It's much more acceptable for the young 21-year-old, 22-year-old goalie, Peter Mrazek, to be backing up and bring that energy off the bench. Guys rally around him. He's a great goalie. He's got potential to be a great goalie. But Jimmy Howard has to have this job for his sake. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he's got to. And I think he's going to step up and take the job. But with that being said, who's going to be in front of him, Dan?
Yeah, that's true. Yep. I really do hope that Jimmy does pull the trigger and actually delivers this year. We'll see. Although we do have a lot of potential behind him too with Mrazek, so hopefully Jimmy can get the job done. But like I said, we have reassurance with his backup goalie, or the backup goalie, however you want to look at it. So yeah, hopefully that gets going. As far as Helm, that's just his luck. It's that dreaded C word that no hockey player wants to hear, and it's ridiculous because
Captain?
yeah, that too, yeah.
Morgan?
Concussion.
Oh, that one. Yeah, right. Makes sense.
But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Just a horrible luck. I really hope this isn't a sign of things to come, especially with the other 2 professional teams we have in this town, with the way their
I like that you didn't call him by name.
But yeah, hopefully that's it's just a freak occurrence. I'm just so excited to get this hockey season going.
Get on with
it. Just with all these first round knockouts, it makes the summer that much longer.
It really feels like Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
First round knockouts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've gotten Rousey the past couple of playoffs.
Now you're barking up the right tree, my
Yeah,
friend.
there you go. Yeah, I think I just turned that into a verb. But anyways, let's get back to what's at hand. The Red Wings are starting up. I'm really excited to get that going. And yeah, we'll see how they go.
How old are you? 57?
Yeah, going on 73 this year.
His cane is under here, folks.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
kidding.
we're looking for a sponsor for Life Alert.
Life Alert.
And,
Benson's, where you at?
Colonial Penn, give me a call.
He frequents your establishment. No, but really, find him on there. Type him in. Dan Myers, DANMYERS. Not Meyer, the supermarket.
Right.
Although there is wealth in his family, it's not from that.
But
But
if there is, I'm still looking for it.
in reality, though, give Franzen a follow.
Yeah.
Jay Franzen 93. Kindle's a good guy to follow as well. And I'm not saying that. Kindle's another guy I'm picking. He's a great guy to follow.
Yep.
He's a great guy. Every time he's in the lineup, there's production. Now, is he an easy target to make fun of on the team? Does he do a lot of bonehead things? Sure. But I think this is going to be a breakout year for number 4, Jakob Kindle. Check him out. Watch the games. Root for him. Root for me. Every Saturday, every Wednesday, I'm on the ice. Number 74, Team Guinness. Look for us. We're the best. Not really. I'm going to start talking normal now. The Red Wings, root for them all, man. Root for them all. They're a great group of guys. They're really close-knit, and that's something that you don't see in a lot of teams. A lot of teams, they're there, they're picking up their paycheck, and they're playing.
And maybe more so this year than they were in the past, with that close-knit, tight group.
Coach.
Yeah.
With the coach, the players love him. They're saying a lot of good things about him. The young core group of guys, your Tatars, your Nyquists, your Abdelkaders, your DeKaisers. They're hanging out a lot, even though they don't have to.
Right.
And that really says a lot. Like,
And that's a hidden ingredient in championship winning teams.
Oh, yeah.
You look at any of
the Red Wings,
exactly.
D-Mac, Maltz, Drapes, Ozzy. Those guys were
They
out
were the
partying.
backbone. Yeah, they were the
They
backbone
were
of that
slamming brews and
Yep.
man.
team. Even the
If I
04
would-
Pistons, they were pretty close. And then you saw as soon as I forget who they traded initially, but someone went away and it just pretty much broke the structure of that team. We won't get into that. We still got a while for Pistons basketball also.
Yeah,
but
a few years actually until they come back. So thank God. That seems to be about all the time we have today, Dan. As much as I'd like to stay here and yak it up, well, I mean, we still might, even though we're going to close the
We're all behind our baseball team.
We're not behind our baseball team. We don't even have a baseball team. All right? Where's the Little League Tigers at? T-ball Tigers. That's another episode of the Wrap Up. I'm Nick Buckler, with me as always, Dan Myers. Thanks for watching.
till next week.
Detroit is